So Joe Joyce gets zhanged, stopped in the 6th round by the Chinese power. Let's talk about it. First of all, I have to give a shout out to Dwyer because he called this fight right on the money. He picked Zhang to win. I think he might have even said by stoppage as well. So shout out to the OG Richard Dwyer. Here's how I thought this fight was going to play out. I thought Joe Joyce would box similar to the way we saw against Daniel Dubois. I thought he would try and keep it long, stay on the outside, and use his legs. Because while Joyce definitely has the slower hands than Zhang, he's got the faster feet. And I thought he should use that and probably would use that. But evidently, Zhang was able to touch him even at long range. And Joyce didn't really try to move in the fight, to be fair. He didn't box the way I thought he would. But even if he tried to box that way, it would probably be very difficult to stay away from that left hand from Zhang because it comes in fast. He's obviously a tall guy, just like Joyce, 6'6", and he was able to catch him with that shot. But yeah, Joyce boxed in the exact wrong way. I mean, even if he boxed the tactics I'm talking about, he still probably wouldn't have won. But he boxed in a way that played to Zhang's strengths. I talked in the pre-fight about Zhang's explosive fast hooks at mid and close range. He's very dangerous with those shots. He really impressed me in the Filip Hrgović fight. A lot of people were actually writing Hrgović off after that Zhang performance. But with me, it was the opposite. With me, it wasn't a case of looking at Hrgović and saying, oh, he's overrated. No, I thought Zhang was underrated. Zhang turned out to be much better than I thought he was after watching that Hrgović fight. Whereas most people were saying, oh no, Hrgović is just not as good as you thought he was. No. Zhang is better than we thought he was. The counterpunching with the hooks and the uppercuts in combination from Zhang was very impressive against Hrgović. Another thing I said after the Hrgović fight is that Hrgovic's chin is underrated. There was all this talk about Joe Joyce's chin. And I was saying that I think Hrgovic's chin is just as good as Joyce's, if not better. And I'm even more convinced of that now because in that Hrgović-Zhang fight, that knockdown in the first round was not legit. Zhang pulled Hrgovic's head round the back. It wasn't a punch that landed. And for the rest of the fight, Hrgović took Zhang's punches bang on the chin. And I'm telling you, his legs did not react as badly as Joe Joyce's legs reacted when he got hit by Zhang. And of course, Hrgović made it the distance, whereas Joe Joyce got stopped. That eye got busted up. The more you see of a fighter, the more you learn, the more you can put fighters in their rightful place and put everything in context. And the thing that I'm really seeing from this is that Hrgović is much better than people thought he was. You know, based on the Zhang performance, they really went to town on him and started writing him off. Oh, he's no good. I'm not sure why you want him to see him fight Fury. Now you see why I want to see him fight Fury and Usyk and all the top guys. Because Hrgović is the truth. All right, that guy can really fight. It's just that we all underestimated Zhang going into that one. And a lot of people were underestimating Zhang going into this one. I mean, even myself, even though I rated Zhang, I didn't think he'd be able to get to Joyce that easily at long range. I thought Joyce would have to come forward and engage with Zhang in order for the big Chinaman to be able to get off them hooks and uppercuts. Because as I say, if Joyce uses his legs, he's got the faster feet, he can get away. But yeah, Zhang, even at long range, he's able to extend those arms. Look, Joyce's tactics played into it to some degree, but Joyce wasn't full steam ahead coming forward. He was trying to use his jab at long range, but Zhang was batting it away. Zhang was the much more fluid fighter. That was evident. Joyce's chin, look, Joyce has got a good chin. He took those shots from Zhang. His legs wobbled on several occasions, but ultimately he didn't go down, so he's got a good chin. But I never bought this idea that he was some George Chuvalo, Oliver McCall guy. And that's why I said in my preview, I wouldn't be surprised if Joyce gets hurt in this fight. I don't think he has that kind of, historically iron jaw. Don't buy it. And Zhang proved it here. Unfortunate for Big Joe. And as Dwyer said, it was obviously a very poor bit of matchmaking. But there you go. It's heavyweight boxing for you. I'm not sure if they've got a rematch clause. Perhaps they do. But then again, will Joyce want an immediate rematch after taking such a one-sided drubbing? Because this really wasn't a competitive fight. Joyce, if he was going to win this fight, obviously the eye was going to have to hold up. And he would have to hope that Zhang gassed down the back straight as he did against Jerry Forrest. But against Jerry Forrest, he really gassed to an extent we've never seen him gas in any other fight. He gassed a little bit down the stretch against Hrgović, but not like he did against Forrest. So I'm willing to accept the idea, the notion that there was actually something wrong with him in the Jerry Forrest fight, because they said that there was some type of kidney issue or some type of health issue with Zhang in the Jerry Forrest fight. I'm willing to accept that because, again, against Hrgovic, he didn't gas anywhere near that badly. You know, Zhang is an explosive fighter. He's not a guy that's going to give you constant work. He's a guy who bides his time, you know, sticks a jab out there, and he picks his spots to open up on you. That's the way he fights. He's really, I don't want to say an ambush fighter because he's not ambushing like, let's say, a David Haye, but he is, let's call him a burst fighter. He fights in bursts, but those bursts are very dangerous. They're explosive for a guy of that size. And particularly being a southpaw, he's able to take your jab away because that's what he did to Joyce. We know Joyce has got a good jab, but fighting a southpaw, orthodox fighters' jabs are usually taken away. The southpaw just puts his right hand out there and it clashes with the orthodox left. You see, it takes that away. So now the orthodox fighter is relying on straight right hands down the pipe and hoping that their straight right is better than the southpaw's straight left. But of course, that wasn't the case here with Joyce against Zhang. Zhang's straight left was much better than Joyce's straight right. So yeah, he takes Joyce's O and now replaces Joyce as the interim champion for the WBO. And if that immediate rematch doesn't happen, then it will be Zheli Zhang fighting perhaps Alexander Usyk or whoever holds the WBO belt by the end of the year. That's my instant reaction. I may do a more in-depth analysis tomorrow or Monday, but let me know what you guys thought in the comments below. I think people really need to give Zhang his credit here. There's going to be a lot of people saying, oh, well, you know, Joyce this and Joyce that. No, Zhang is better than we initially thought, people. That's what it is. You should have recognized that from the Hrgovic fight. I recognized it from the Hrgovic fight. I said it in my post-fight at the time. Zhang was better than I thought he was. Even Hrgovic said Zhang was better than he thought he was. And the same has to happen here. We need to give Zhang, he's just better than we thought he was, folks. It's not that Joyce is rubbish or anything like that. I've already seen people trying to give Tyson Fury credit for beating Joyce when Zhang beat him. Like, what are you talking about? Tyson Fury, listen, let me tell you something categorically. Tyson Fury would not do that to Joyce. No way. Tyson Fury doesn't hit as hard as Zhang, and he isn't as sharp with his counters. I'm not saying Tyson Fury doesn't beat Joyce, but he doesn't destroy him the way Zhang did. No. Fury doesn't hit as hard as that, doesn't counter as fast as that. No way does Fury do a job like that on Joyce. Styles make fights, folks. It's not a situation where one guy beats everybody better than anyone else in the division can. No. There are guys in the division who will beat Dillian Whyte, you know, and various other Tyson Fury opponents better than Fury did. That's always been the case in boxing, folks. It's not like one guy can just do a better job than everybody else. No, certain guys are going to do better against certain styles. And I think there may be maybe 2 or 3 guys in the heavyweight division who could do that to Joyce, Zhang being one of them. Tyson Fury wouldn't do that. So, you know, that's my take on it. Styles make fights. And in fact, I'll say this, Zhang will give Tyson Fury a better fight than Joyce ever would. I'm telling you. Stylistically, Zhang is much more complex for Tyson Fury to deal with. He's a southpaw for one, so it takes away Fury's jab. He's got long enough arms to touch Fury. And on the inside, Fury's not going to bully Zhang. Come on. Zhang is fast on the inside. Zhang up close for a big man. I think there's nobody out there that can throw those kind of shots. No big heavyweight out there that can throw shots like that on the inside, as explosive and fast and powerful like that. I mean, the closest might be AJ, but I don't think AJ has Zhang's chin to be able to open up on people like that or have the confidence to open up on people the way Zhang does. So understand Zhang's strengths here, people. The guy, for me, much more difficult fight for Tyson Fury than Joyce ever was. And Hrgovic, in particular, is a much more difficult fight for Tyson Fury than Joyce was ever going to be. Hopefully you guys see that now. Hrgovic was really, and I know I'm banging on about this, criminally underrated after that Zhang fight. People got the whole thing twisted. And as I keep saying in my videos, we're not going to find out who the best heavyweight is until, one, we get an undisputed, and the undisputed defends a few times, whoever the undisputed champion ends up being. Then we'll find out who the best is. At the moment, people are getting credit for things that they haven't done. People are getting placed on pedestals and given crowns and thrones based upon conjecture, speculation. not on actual resume. You know, back in the 1970s, Muhammad Ali was world champion and he fought and beat everybody. He'd beat Joe Frazier, he'd beat George Foreman, he'd beat Ken Norton, he'd beat Ron Lyle, Ernie Shavers, George Chuvalo, Jerry Quarry, Jimmy Young. He beat all these guys. You didn't have to speculate, oh, Ali would do this or he would do. No, he did do it. So let's stop with this, oh, Fury would this and Fury would that. He would beat this guy and he would beat that guy. Let's stop talking about who Fury would beat as if it's already happened. It hasn't. I think Fury would give most fighters in the division loads of problems, but that doesn't necessarily mean it beat them. And the same goes for the things I was saying about opponents for Fury. I think Zhang gives Fury a much tougher fight than Joyce ever would, but that doesn't necessarily mean Zhang wins. You have to put him in the ring with Fury and see. And I don't think Fury would be particularly keen on that fight, I'm telling you. So anyway, I'm rambling here, not very concise. I'll do a separate video when I've structured my thoughts better. But for now, I'll leave it on that.